Well, summer has begun, and today I'd like to show you how you can use Google Photos to save and organize your summer memories. That will also give us an opportunity to look at how you could potentially use Google Photos in your classroom as well. Now, to begin using Google Photos, you're going to need to install the free Google Photos app on your mobile device. I have an Android here. You can use iPhone as well. It's a free app. Take a second to install. The first thing you'll do when you open the app up is you must select the Google account to which you want to sync your photos. Now, I strongly encourage you to use a personal Gmail account. You can create an album and share any classroom photos with your school account, but I wouldn't recommend syncing all of your photos to your school account. So that's the first thing that you'll do. The second thing is you'll want to go into the settings on your phone and just verify and adjust the upload and sync settings. Now, by default, Google Photos is going to automatically sync any photo that you take using your phone to your Google Photo library on the web. And it will do that only when you are connected to Wi-Fi. Now, that's very helpful if you do not have an unlimited data plan. Now, if you do have unlimited data, you can turn off that setting and it will sync using your cell connection as well. While you're in the settings, you're also going to see two different screens that you can adjust about the resolution. So you can save your photo in what Google calls high quality or original. Now, it's a little confusing. Google doesn't really explain what that means. Original is the maximum resolution of your particular camera. High quality is something that Google does to images where it will reduce the file size using some of its proprietary algorithms. Now, the part that they don't explain is that high quality is 16 megapixels. There is no phone camera on the market today that takes photos at 16 megapixels or greater. Even the iPhone 10, I think, is only 12 megapixels right now. So there really isn't a lot of advantage to selecting the original quality setting. You can use the high quality and you'll have unlimited free storage for all of your photos. Unless you're taking photos with a fancy SLR camera, you're a wedding photographer or something, high quality should be more than sufficient for all of your needs. So I would encourage you to use that setting. That way you get free unlimited storage. That's all you really need to do on your phone. It will take a while depending on how many phones that you have, photos you have on your phone for them to sync. One thing you can also do if your phone is low on storage space, this is a marvelous feature. If you click the hamburger menu, the three lines on the app, you will see a setting on there that says free up space. Now, you really can't do this until you've allowed photos to upload for a while. But when you click free up space, it will identify any photos that are physically stored on your phone that have already been uploaded to your Google account and will allow you to delete those photos off of your phone, freeing up tons of storage space. This is an amazing feature if you're having troubles with your phone, can't take any photos, sending text messages because you're out of storage. This will free up a bunch of space because all of your photos are safely backed up to your Photos account. That's all I have for the phone part. I'm going to jump over into Google Photos on the web now and show you some awesome features that you can use with your photos once they've uploaded. On your phone, I'm going to turn to the web and show you some of the cool things that Google Photos will allow you to do. Now, to access Google Photos, you can just type in photos.google.com, or it is one of the apps available in the waffle menu, which makes it easy to get to photos from Gmail or Calendar or Drive. Just look for the little pinwheel that you see there. You can see some of the photos in my account. We just had some friends over on Memorial Day for a little pool party, and those photos are represented there. The first thing I want to show you is the search of Google Photos. So up at the top, like most other Google products, box, you've got this great search menu. I'm just going to click in there, and it's going to show me a lot of different things that I can do. Now, one thing that it will do is facial recognition. If you are currently uploading your photos, it'll take a while for this to become available. It has to find all of the faces first. But I'm able to click on any of the faces in my library and find photos of that individual. So this is my daughter, Janelle. Now, it's not going to know her name. You'll have to click on the little thumbnail of a face and then type in a name. But that's very helpful. This is great for any time that you're trying to find pictures of, a family member who doesn't have that many. It'll search your album. This is also really great for the classroom. If you're trying to find a photo of a specific student, you can use facial recognition to identify them in the classroom and then create an album and share those photos with a parent or put them in a slideshow so that every student is represented. That's an easy one. A lot of other services like Facebook and iPhoto do that. But I wanted to point it out. Now, the most amazing thing about Google Photos is this next thing that I'm going to show you. Not only can you do facial recognition, but Google can recognize objects. This is unbelievable. I'm going to do a search for an object. So I'm going to just search for palm tree. And Google Photos is able to look through all of my pictures and identify any photo that contains a palm tree. That is truly amazing. Now, this is using artificial intelligence, and it does provide some funny results from time to time. We have a pet rabbit at my house, my kids do. So if I search for a rabbit, we should see there's some rabbits, but you also get some funny ones like the Easter Bunny. Thinks that the sheep are rabbits as well. So the most helpful thing about Google Photos is the fact that you do not have to organize your pictures. Google Photos will organize it for them. You can search for people, for things, even for places. If I search for Disney World, it'll show me all of the photos that we took on our last family trip to Disney World. It's really, really great. You don't have to put them in albums, tag them, label them. You just search. So that's one of my favorite features, that's search in Google Photos. Now, if you do want to create a collection of photos, you can easily do that by creating an album. I'm going to go back to the home screen. I'm going to look on the left side here. You can see albums, and I can create a collection of shared photos that I can share with someone. So this is very helpful if you take a class field trip to the zoo or something and you want to put those together and share those with parents. You could easily do that. I want to point out one other thing that you can do. If I create an album, I can share it, allow other people to add photos to it. So I'm just going to put one photo in the album, and I'll call this, let's say I want to make a class photo album or a media library. We'll call this state project. Say that we're doing a class project on the 50 states and I want students to put images into this album. So I'm just going to save the album first. Then I'm going to go up to the top right corner of the three dots and select sharing options. I'm going to share this album. That's going to create a link to the album. And then this button right here, the collaborate button, allows other people to add photos to the album as well. So if you wanted to create like a photo zoo and have students find pictures of animals and add them to the library so that everyone in the class could do that, you could easily create an album, grab this link, post that into Google Classroom, and then students will be able to access and add photos to that album as well. You can also share it with individuals, kind of like a Google document if you wish. Another cool thing that you can do with Google Photos is create little collages and other fun ways of using the photos. So what I'm going to do is just go down here and find, here's a family bike ride we took. So I'm just going to select 4 or 5 images by clicking on them. There's my kids on their bikes, 3, and we'll do this one, 4. Collect 4, and then I'm going to go up to the plus button, and you can see several things I can create. The animations are pretty cool. So it's going to take those photos and stitch them together into an animated GIF file, which is really fun to share. This would be really cool for class lab projects or art projects. If you took a photo at the beginning, middle, end kind of thing, you could see the progression of that project over time. So just 4 quick photos in an animated GIF format. I can also create a collage if I wish. Doing the same thing, just select again 3 or 4 different photos, go up to the plus menu and select collage, and it'll stitch those together. Again, this is just a great way to collect and share photos with parents or students in your school to demonstrate the learning that's taking place in your classroom. You can do that with your photos manually, but Google Photos is going to do that for you as well using this cool Google Assistant. Every day, every couple of days, you'll see some new things pop up in here, and it will remind you of things that you've done, and it will even create these little movies and slideshows from images that you've recently taken. Now, this summer, as you travel, if you go somewhere and you take a bunch of photos, Google's able to figure out that you went on vacation, you went on a trip, and it will put those together into an album, and even put music to it, and you don't have to do a single thing. It's pretty remarkable. All this happens when you turn on Google Photos and just begin syncing your photos to the library. You can share, modify, edit photos right here through the web interface. Have a great summer. I hope you have some fun travels and activities, and hopefully Google Photos will help you share and capture those memories.